Hey everybody, Jennifer with the Butcher team of GSF Mortgage. Today we're talking credit, specifically the 4 most common credit mistakes. We ran a Facebook ad. I talked to a ton of people in the last week about their credit, and I can't believe how many people just think that there's no hope or they're never going to buy a house because their credit score is too low, when in reality, 1 or 2 or 3 small little tweaks that don't really even cost that much money could get them a credit score that would qualify them to buy a house. So after talking to all those people, I decided I have to do a video for people. There's just not enough knowledge out there about credit and how to maximize your credit score. I see people with even decent good credit making these mistakes. So let's cover them here. Mistake number 1 is going to have to do with negative credit, and that's collections. Mistake number 1 is paying off your old collections. I see people run a credit report, look at the negative stuff and think, oh, I have to take care of that. I have to get it off of there. That's not necessarily what you want to do, because collections can report one of 2 different ways. First of all, a creditor can report a collection and then it just kind of sits there and it doesn't report active every single month. I'm not saying that should never be taken care of. I'm not saying before that falls off your credit report, it's not going to get sold to another collection agency and all of a sudden report active. I'm just saying if you're looking to purchase a house in the next year, these are the things to look for. And if there's a collection that's reporting 1, 2, 3 years ago and that's it, I would maybe possibly leave it alone. I wouldn't pay it, because what happens is, even though that collection goes to a paid in full 0 balance, the date bumps up to today's date or the date that you pay it. And now all of a sudden it looks like a more recent collection than it really is. So be careful with your collections. Now there are collections that are just reporting active every single month. And yes, usually negotiating and paying those off will definitely benefit your credit score. So watch out for your collections. You don't necessarily want to pay them. Credit mistake number 2 is don't close out your credit cards. Don't close your credit cards. I see people do this all the time. We want to buy a house. We need to get rid of all this old stuff, especially the younger millennials who opened up Macy's and Kohl's and all of these credit cards because they got discounts. They think, well, we don't want to have all that credit out there. We want to close them. Big mistake. Don't do that, because what happens is it erases all of that good payment history that you've had for the length that you've had that credit card. And history is a really big portion of your credit score. So don't necessarily pay off or close out your credit cards. Credit mistake number 3 is opening up new ones, opening up new debt, new credit cards without the instruction to do so. There's a specific strategy when it comes to opening new credit. Definitely be advised by either your mortgage person, or if you are working with a credit repair agency, wait for advisement on that. Don't necessarily go and open up a bunch of new debt. Especially if your credit score is in the lower range, the last thing that you want to do is have a bunch of inquiries on your credit report because you didn't know where specifically to go to open credit. We have great suggestions on that. And credit mistake number 4 is the most common credit mistake I see, and it's usually the fastest way to fix or improve somebody's credit score. And that is maxing out your credit cards or overutilization of credit cards, which is revolving debt. It's kind of like they want you to have access to credit, but not accessing too much of it. We used to call it the 50% rule. Now, if you're really trying to increase your credit score, I call it the 10% rule. And that is your balance to limit ratio on your credit cards. You might only have a credit card with a $300 or a $500 limit on it. That means that you can't charge more than $10 to $50 on that, or $30 to $50 on that credit card in the pay cycle. Now you say, well, Jen, I'm going to pay it off in full. What difference does it make? It does, though, because the credit bureaus are going to pick up the high balance on that credit card during the pay cycle. So you have to watch out how much you're charging. And I've seen people's credit scores skyrocket by just either moving some debt around or paying down some credit cards, and then we're able to get them to a house. So we hope you enjoyed this video. We love to bring informational tips and educate our borrowers. So if you like this, be sure to like our page and stay tuned. Thanks, guys.